Hello everyone. Welcome. Gonna give everyone just a second to hop on. I don't know if now is a good time. I haven't been live in a minute. So, hello, welcome. Welcome to my Instagram live that I'm also recording simultaneously for the podcast because I personally, make sure I get that in. That's blue tansy. Well, definitely show. Anyway, hello, welcome to my live. It has been a minute since I've been live with you guys. It's been a minute since I have recorded a podcast. It has been a minute since I have shared with you what's going on behind the scenes over here, besides just like little snippets here and there that you guys have seen in stories. And so I wanted to come hang out with you guys, connect with you. I feed off of the energy of like being together in community like this anyway. So I was like, let me record a podcast to get up for tomorrow, and just kind of give you guys an update. Like, where have I been? What's been going on? A lot of you guys are feeling this way as well. I'm going to talk about it. Hello, Stephanie and Sammy and Angela. Hello, everyone. Please say hello below as you're joining. And let me know that you're here hanging out with me. How are you guys feeling? I want to talk about the topic around not only like kind of where I've been, but I'm going to tie it into how it can also serve and support you in terms of when what used to feel right doesn't feel right anymore. Right? When it's like almost as if, and I explained this to a couple clients and a couple of my girlfriends who are feeling the same way. The way I explain kind of what's been going on is that it's like you're sitting at your kitchen table with a puzzle. You've got all these puzzle pieces laid all around the table. And you've got like the kind of cover of the puzzle, but there's no picture on it. Right? It's like what used to be there as like what you were creating, the vision you were seeing, what you deeply desired, what you were working towards. It's not there anymore. And it's like the puzzle pieces, you don't really know how they're fitting together. And it's like, okay, what used to fit together, what used to feel right and aligned and resonate, it's not that it feels bad, but something feels like it's shifting. Something feels like it's evolving, it's transforming, it's alchemizing and transmuting and like becoming something different. And there's this weird energy around that where there can be this kind of immense fear. There can be this kind of sense around like, oh my God, like, I don't know, this uncertainty, this fear, and this very much so like a trauma response around this feels uncomfortable because this feels unsafe to me because it's uncertain, there's unknown, I'm not in control of it, right? It's like it's evolving whether I want it to or not. Can anyone relate to that? This is how I have been feeling, and obviously, I mean, I'm in my third trimester now, so I'm growing a human, which changes you anyway, whether you want it to or not. So much can shift, and so much can change with that. But it's like I'm even feeling it kind of affect every single area of my life. Like even what I was working towards in business, or what really like moved my heart and what I was super passionate about, it's like it's shifting. It's transforming, whether I want it to or not. And it's this really interesting energy around it's exciting and it's new and it's fresh, but it came with a lot of my trauma response of having to surrender deeper, let go of control, and let go and trust and have faith in a different way and allow it to transform, even though it's not really up to me. Is this making sense? Are you guys following me? Hello, Chelsea. Hello, Caitlin. Hello, Amy. Welcome, welcome. So it's just this really interesting energy of like everything that doesn't align anymore is being stripped away. And what's so interesting is I'm recording this on October 1st, so we're in a new month. It's the beginning of my third trimester, so I'm at week 28. It is an Aries full moon right now, tonight. So there's that really potent, fiery, releasing, creating space for transformational, potent energy supporting us. And all of this is kind of morphing and supporting cosmically and energetically and spiritually and on this bigger grand scheme of things, this transformation. And what I've been talking to so many clients about and so many of my girlfriends is we're all feeling this like deep pull deeper into the feminine and less about like the masculine drive and the go, go, go and the create and the next and all of this. And it's like that's falling away. And there's a piece of the masculine that we'll have to talk about in here. So hang with me here. That we're going to be here for probably the full hour. So buckle up. Thank you guys for the love, by the way. It's like feeding off your energy, so thank you. But it's like, things are creating a new paradigm. We're creating a new way. And it's with the divine feminine leading, where it's our hearts. And it's like what moves us, what stirs us, what keeps us up at night. That deep fire building in the belly. It's this, kind of, it's not so much about like, I want to make this amount of money and I want to do this and I want to do this. And it's very linear and logical. It's this expansion in the sense of like, it's a new way, living in a new way, running social media in a new way, making money in a new way, creating in a new way, being in relationship in a new way. It's like, again, what used to feel right doesn't feel right anymore. So for a while, right, I had like this very strict structure for myself. It was like, okay, every week there's a new podcast. I post to Instagram 3 times a week. I do this. Hello, Bobby. I've got kind of all of these pieces. And I kid you not, it was like probably a month ago or so now, maybe 2 months, I don't even know. And it was just like, nope, that doesn't feel right anymore. And not in a bad way, just like that piece doesn't fit. That part of the puzzle doesn't fit. My heart personally, and again, I've been talking to clients and friends about this, so I wanted to share it with you guys very publicly to not only be transparent about where have I been, why have things not been as consistent, what can you expect from me moving forward? But also because I know that a lot of you are feeling this as well. I do believe it's a collective shift happening for many of us where women are feeling called deeper into their feminine. I want to be with my family more. I want to bake. I want to go play outside and get my hands in the dirt, right? Like I've got this, for me, it's like this earth goddess energy coming through of like, I just want to be in nature. I want to connect with the divine in that way. I want to take care of my home. I'm like obsessed with essential oils lately, which is a whole other thing. And I'm like just digging into like natural living. I'm like researching the shit out of so many things and just like really coming into like deeper and cleaner well-being for myself and my family. And I believe this happens to a lot of people, but they don't make the change. Totally. So it's like what used to drive me in terms of like, okay, go create, go do, what's next? Okay, be productive. And this very like kind of sense, which isn't, again, it's not bad. And if you still feel that, sister, go for it, right? Like beautiful. But it's like there was this pressure building of like who I used to be, right? And these old identities and these old hats that I would wear. And you can call this nesting, sure, for my 3rd trimester. I get that. I get that I'm pregnant. And so that throws another thing into it. But I have clients and friends that are not pregnant that are also feeling this, where it's like, God, I'm craving a relationship if they've been single for a long time, or I just want to get cozy on my couch and have a hot cup of hot cocoa and just snuggle, right? Or like, I just want to have delicious smells diffusing through my house. I want to go on a long walk and feel the crisp air on my skin and eat delicious foods and indulge in pleasure. It's like almost like that very Taurus energy coming through of just wanting to connect back to earth and pleasure and joy and goodness and intimacy. And I'm seeing from the hearts, you're loving this, you're probably relating. And of course, we still want to make money, we still want to serve, and we still want to create an impact, and we still want to do the things, but it's shifting into a new way. What once aligned is stripping away, and a baby will do that to me, yes, but again, people are feeling this that are not pregnant, and coming into this kind of pressure building is, to me, it felt like, for honest to God, for a couple weeks, I felt like I was in a pressure cooker and I was going to explode. Like it felt so uncomfortable around like, holy shit, this is so uncertain. This is so unknown. This is so uncomfortable. I just wanted to do, I was like, can I create a to-do list? Can I go do something? But every time I would go try to do, my whole body would be like, nope, just pause, just be. Just witness, just experience, right? Create safety in the body, because that was my trauma. That's my programming, versus like my body and my deep pull and my deep desire, my heart and my soul pulling me back to what actually is life and aliveness and experiencing and emotions and relationship and pleasure, right? And so what I'm witnessing happen is like this pressure is building, and you're really becoming into terms with, as I did, what doesn't fit anymore. right? So for me personally, I had to take a hard look at, okay, what programs am I running? What launches do I have coming up? How am I running my podcast? What is my brand like? For me personally too, I was like, fuck a title, fuck a niche, fuck, trying to fit myself into this little box and make myself digestible for everybody. Like, I'm so done with that. Like, I don't care. Call me whatever you want to call me. To me, energy speaks louder than words. Whether I have the perfect Instagram aesthetic or, I'm saying the right things or I'm putting the perfect cute bio out there that sounds super catchy, like I'm out evolving that faster than I can keep up with it. So every time I changed my Instagram bio, I was like, well, that doesn't resonate anymore. Kind of it's evolving, right? Or I called myself this, but then by the next time I'm interviewed on a podcast, I'm fucking someone different. Like, not fucking someone different. That sounded wrong. I'm fucking my husband, and that's it. We need to clear that up. I mean, like, I'm someone different, right? As like an individual, it's like I've outgrown that. It's like, it's so interesting. Like, even I had a 9-month mastermind that I had created pre-COVID. And at 5 months, we decided this doesn't resonate anymore. We all feel complete. We've gotten what we needed. This is part of the old paradigm. This is part of the old identity. Let's close the container. Let's release it. Let's create space and let's create something different, right? And so it's just so interesting what I'm witnessing happen, even being on Instagram, right? She's just someone I need in my life. I love that so much. Thank you, Angela. That's amazing. And that's what I want. It's like, it's an energy. To me, again, I keep getting off on these tangents because, again, I haven't talked to you guys in so long. I feel like there's so much channeling through. Let's ground in, focus this energy. But it's this sense of, call me whatever you want. Energy speaks louder than words. No matter what niche or what I call myself or how perfect my bio is or how perfect and with a little bow on it my offerings can be, I just know people feel my energy. And Steph Jagger said it perfectly. On a podcast that she was on with one of my previous teachers, Madison, she said, I'm on Instagram sometimes, I've got a website, whatever. You can connect with me in the roots. You can connect with me energetically. You can find me in nature and you will feel that. And that's how I feel. I've been spending so much time outside. And the reason she said in the roots is because trees, they're rooted, right? And their roots speak to each other in the ground. And that's what I feel with you guys. Those of you who resonate with me and my energy, we might never speak or we might not talk very often or I might not be on Instagram very much and, all of this and I'm not going to be in my DMs as much. I'm not going to be in the comments as much. If we want to work together, you know that, and you can reach out to me and I'm happy to share ways that we can do that would serve and support you. But even more so, I'm like, we're energetically connected. We're all connected through the heart space. We are all one, right? I come onto Instagram and it doesn't feel right anymore to create the way I was creating. Like the idea of sitting down to like create content, I'm like, no, done. I don't want to. I've been creating content and for years I posted every single day, multiple times a day. It doesn't feel good anymore. It genuinely, and by the hearts, I'm seeing that you guys feel the same way. And that's what my clients are saying. They're like, God, I go to post, but it's from a fear energy, fear of becoming irrelevant, or I should do this, or this is what my audience and my community is expecting. And I want to show people that they're seen and they're loved and they're heard. And, almost this like kind of over giving from a space of like, I need to prove that I'm enough, right? Or we've all learned the marketing 101 of like, okay, get your funnel ready. Okay, you've got Instagram as your freebie, and then you've got the low offer, and then you've got the middle offer, and then you've got and then push them all through, right? And like, okay, go get in your DMs and build relationships and like all this stuff. And it doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good. When I have overflow and I genuinely want to connect, I will go into my inbox and love the fuck out of you guys. Love it. I love having messages to respond to. But instead of feeling like I have to respond every single day, I'll respond once a week or once every 2 weeks or twice a week on a week that feels good. And what's hard about that is some people expect more. There's an entitlement culture on social media, right? Which Peter Kelly talks a lot about in terms of like everyone thinks they're entitled to your energy. I have ways to work with me that you can have full access to me and I will talk to you every single day, right? Like my clients and I, for the most part, we talk every day when they need something or when they want something or they desire something. But to think that you have to go into your DMs or your comments and constantly be in contact with people to prove that you're like doing it right and you're building the relationships. Like, people can feel that ingenuine energy now. Like, I'm telling you, social media, relationship building, offerings, launching, all of this, it's shifting into a new paradigm. What used to work and what used to resonate and what used to feel good for a lot of people isn't feeling good anymore. It's like, this doesn't feel right. Why am I forcing this? And for most of us, check in with the body. What is it that's not feeling right for you? Most of the time it's like, oh, this is coming from fear or ego, or I don't want to be irrelevant, or, I've said that I would, and I want to be in integrity, and all of these things. But being in integrity, part of that is changing your mind and being like, fuck, this actually doesn't feel good anymore. And if it doesn't feel good for you, it doesn't feel good for your community. They can feel, again, energy speaks louder than words. They can feel your energy. So if you're feeling this pressure build of like, God, what used to feel right doesn't feel right, all of these puzzle pieces, what am I building? For so many of us, we started businesses I started an online business 6 years ago. I started it for freedom. I started it to have connection and community and impact and contribution. But what I recognized was like, holy fuck, I don't have any of that. Like, I have community and that's so beautiful, but I didn't have freedom. And when I did have freedom, it still had that pressure building in my body of like, oh, but I got to get back to work and I got to go do the things. And this person is going to think I'm mad at them if I don't respond. Like, all of these energies happening, we're going into a new way, right? Like, and it's very obvious in our country and in our world right now. I mean, God, the energy is intense. The pressure is building, especially coming up to the election in the States here. Like, everything is in this pressure cooker. And for me, it felt like, oh my God, I'm in the pressure cooker, like as an individual within a collective, right? And so there's this deeper call that I'm witnessing of, we need to check in with, if this doesn't feel right anymore, right? Of like, oh, I just want to get to this 10K month, or I want to do this, or I want to make $1 million, and I want to do this, and all of that. And again, not that money is bad. Good people do good shit with good money, and I like to make good money too. I'm not denying that. But there's a new way of doing it. Do you feel that building? Right? It's like this energy around, like this deep call to living and experiencing and relating and creating from a space of genuine overflow. Like, where are you sourcing from? Are you sourcing from your community and what they want, and the news and politics and technology and social media? Or are you sourcing from the earth, joy, how much it lights you up to just go into your kitchen and bake pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, right? Or sex, or the most delicious chocolate in the bath, or, like these different energies. Like, where are we sourcing from? Because that's important. I go on Instagram now, and a lot of times I either like scroll and I'm like instantly drained, or I might find some things and I'm like, okay, cool, that's potent, that's good. But like, I'm just kind of annoyed at social media lately. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just in my resonance, my energetic field. I'm like, something just feels, and it's not even just politics. I fucking love politics. We won't go there tonight, but I do. But it's like this energy around, like, everyone is just constant, go, 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 share, 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 blah, 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 blah. Like, it's like, I'm just tired by it. Does that make sense? Like, and again, it's not a judgment. It's like, fuck, there's so much more to life. Like, I know this coach that was talking about, Instagram and how we're building a legacy on Instagram, and you want your, people to be able to look back 100 years from now and see these posts that you created, and, and be able to feel that transmission and that energy and all this. And I'm thinking, Instagram's not going to be around in 100 years. Why am I putting so much energy into Instagram? Like, again, I love you guys. I love connecting with you. But there's other ways to do that. Why are we so focused on social media all the time? As like, that's the only way to constantly like produce. Like, go, 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 connect. Versus like living your damn life. And like, what if that's your legacy? And what if that's your impact, right? When you are in a certain vibration and in a certain frequency, and not to spiritually bypass ever, sit with your fucking emotions, deal with the shadows, be in the energy of it. You've got to. You can't go around it. I'm telling you, don't do it. But there's this energy around living and being and experiencing and feeling deeply and giving yourself space and permission for that. And what I'm witnessing happen is that we've got to create safety there, because for many of us, that doesn't feel safe. We live in my productivity, my success, my results equal my worth. That equals a false sense of safety. That makes me think that I'm doing it right. And I've made money all over the board the last 6 years, and I'm so grateful for that, and I will continue to make money. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still serving. But I'm doing it differently. I'm sourcing differently. And I really do witness it happening, that we have to create that safety in the body around this, right? Because you've got to know that you're safe when you pull back, because if you don't have that like healthy relationship with the inner masculine around, we have the container, I'm grounded, I'm rooted, I'm safe here, right? And I can be in that stillness. I am allowed to pull back and having grace for yourself there. If you don't have that, you won't be able to go deeper into the feminine surrender. You won't be able to go deeper into, okay, God, use me. I'm trusting. I'm letting go. I'm not in control here, right? There's just so much that we have to feel into of knowing the difference between when we're creating and doing and producing and even trying to contribute. For a lot of people, it's like, it's so interesting. It's like this idea around, and Peta Kelly said this once where I was like, oh my God, I'll never forget that. She said, so many of us are like, I want to create an impact, right? I want to create an impact. I want to contribute. But is that true, or are you doing it for significance? Are you doing it to be significant? And I had to fucking check my ego at the door and recognize that while yes, absolutely there's an aspect of my heart that was doing what I was doing for impact, don't get me wrong, for contribution, for service, right? But there's also an ego part that was doing it for significance. I had a fear of pulling back. I had a fear of really like stepping back and surrendering and being like, I'm willing to let all of this go if that means I can be in alignment. It was hard for me to do that because I was so afraid of being insignificant. I was so afraid of like, what if I die and have regrets? What if I don't do enough to matter? What if I, become irrelevant and no one gives a fuck anymore? What if I took, time off of social media when my motherfucking baby is born and then nobody cares anymore about me? Like, what is wrong with me? Like, what the hell? Like, that should be the happiest time of my life. But I was having this pressure build of like, I've got to figure it all out. I've got to hire the right coach, and I've got to create the structure, and I've got to create the systems, and I've got to, and I've got to fix it all, and I've got to make sure that my cash flow is good. I've got all these things, right? And then I was like, no. What I'm witnessing is none of that fucking matters anymore. I can be of service. I can make an impact. I can contribute to the collective and to raising the vibration of this planet simply by breathing, simply by raising really good kids, simply by riffing on an Instagram live once for the first time in weeks, right? I can create an impact just from taking care of myself, from being so lit up and alive and in my life that people feel that in the roots. People feel that by the simple breeze brushing by my skin, and that's the energy that goes out into the collective. That is enough. That can be activism. That can be your work. And you can make money from that space. I have done it. Where people are like, God, like Angela was saying, there's just something about you. I want it in my life. I can't explain it. You don't need the perfect niche or the perfect website, or the perfect sales page, or the perfect title, and trying to make yourself digestible for other people. I really do believe that is old paradigm and it's falling away. I do believe that. Being on Instagram 24/7, and when I see those people, I am exhausted. My mentor asked me, he was like, well, you know, because I was scared to share this in all transparency. Full transparency, I was scared to share this because I was like, well, I don't want people to think I'm fucking inconsistent and messy and whatever. And he was like, well, what about so-and-so? They do it this way. And I said, yeah, but bro, like they're on Instagram 24/7 sharing everything, and I'm exhausted by it. There are days where I'm like this to Instagram, and I love the fuck out of you guys. And I'm like, nope, I want nothing to do with social media today. La 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 la, I'm going to go live my life. And I pray, and I do believe that you guys feel that. You feel when I'm here forced and because I'm doing it for a should versus when I'm here from pure source and overflow that God can channel through so purely. Because it's not about my ego, and it's not about my significance, and it's not about my fucking to-do list, and it's not about me trying to prove something. It's simply because it's coming from my heart. And that is this new paradigm that we're creating. The pressure that you're feeling build of like, oh my God, this doesn't feel right anymore. This doesn't fit anymore. You know, this relationship or this offer or how I show up on Instagram or XYZ. None of that matters anymore. We are born of the same moon, sister. Amanda, beautifully said. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Autumn. God, this is so good, right? And I am recording it on my microphone for a podcast, so hopefully the sound quality is okay to share it on the podcast. But the work right now is that we're getting pulled into the feminine, and the feminine is the mystery. She is okay in the unknown of, I don't know, will this be saved on your page? I would love to watch it. Such a great message. Yes, I'm going to save, well, if Instagram will let me, I'm going to save it. I'm not talking about anything controversial or too controversial, so I think it'll let me save it and then put it on the podcast. But yeah, so we're being called deeper into the feminine. She feels safe in the mystery. She's safe in the mystique, in the uncertain, right? And that's where we're at. Our world right now is so uncertain, right? I don't know how this election's, well, I believe I know how the election's going to go unless there's cheating happening, which is a whole other conversation. But like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know if November 3rd, like typically we know our president. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to get pushed out. We don't know what's happening in terms of, you know, lockdowns and rules and all of these things. Look at, oh my God, I'm going into controversial topics. I hope I don't get kicked off. Woo! Okay, Jesus, take the wheel. Oh my God. And then I don't know if, you know, with the world and travel and all these, like there's just so much that's uncertain. Our economy is uncertain, you know, all of it. What we're recognizing right now, you guys, is that we actually have a hell of a lot less control than we thought we did. But it's scary, right? There's a lot of people in a trauma response right now. Oh my God, I've got to get out of here. I've got to fight, flight, freeze, appease, right? I got to shut down. And a lot of you are feeling this pressure build and this like, I can't catch my breath up here in my chest, right? And we're needing to use our breath to lower into the belly and to get back into our body. And that's why I think nature is so powerful, especially right now, because we're able to like get our hands in the dirt and be able to create some sort of grounding, some sort of connection of like, oh my God, I'm okay. Today I was outside and I was feeling the breeze whip through my hair and I was like, God, it's moments like this that remind me there's something so much greater at play. Whether you call it God, the universe, you know, spirit, source, creator, angels, Mother Earth, Gaia, whatever the fuck. I don't care what you call it. I call it God, creator, source. And I feel this energy and I'm like, we're going to be okay, right? But so many people are in trauma and they don't know how to create that grounding and that anchoring of like, I'm okay here. And in order to go into the feminine where I'm feeling called to the home, I'm feeling called to nature and to the earth and to the elements, I'm feeling called to baking in the kitchen all day and like that being enough. I'm feeling called to create, to paint, to just use my creative energy as an outlet in some way that doesn't have to be for productivity, for mass production or for someone to consume or to make someone's life better. I mean, that's amazing stuff. When that's from overflow, beautiful. But too often are we like, okay, how can I make money from this? Right? How often? I was talking to a girlfriend about this yesterday where she was like, a couple days ago, and she was like, I'm just being so called to like paint again or have a side hobby or like just do something that lights me up. And she was like, and then like, how can I create a business from it? And I said, what if you don't create a business from it? There's an idea. What if you just do it because it makes you happy? And from that space, we can create wealth. You can attract clients. You can download the most juicy, potent program ideas. Like, you have the opportunity there. It could take off and make you millions. But what if we just go back to like doing what we love simply because we love it? Where did we get the idea, even if you're a mom, that being a mom isn't enough? That raising really good fucking humans, especially right now in this moment in history, that is the biggest legacy that you're leaving. Why are you thinking that that's not enough? It breaks my heart. So many of us, and again, if you want to have more than that, beautiful. I'm not judging that by any means. I'm giving you permission to go back to the heart and to the body and say, God, what is it that I actually desire? When I take all of this programming and all of this, ideology and all of this indoctrination out of like, God, I can just live a really epic life and that can be impact enough. I can raise really good humans and that can be what I contribute. They're going to live longer than your Instagram. This idea that my Instagram is going to be my legacy, like when I heard that, I was like, oh my God. First of all, that puts so much pressure on me to be like, I hope I create the perfect content. Like this is going to affect millions forever. Now I'm like, okay, if I told my coach, I said, the only time I'm going to share on Instagram for the foreseeable future is when I am living my life and I genuinely am like, God, I want to share this with my people. I want to share this with my community. And it's from that space. It might be once a week. It might be 7 times in a week. It might be once every 3 months. And I trust that, while my algorithm will be fucked and there will be people that are annoyed and people that think they're entitled to more and they'll fall away. There will be people that say, wow, like when she comes back, it's potent and it's felt. And even when she's gone, I feel her in the roots. I feel her energy. I know like, wow, like that's permission for me to go live my life as well and to trust that I am taken care of, to trust that not put my faith in Instagram or put my faith in money or put my idea of safety into how much I can create, but instead put my faith in God, universe, angels, again, whoever you resonate with, to that which is so much greater than me. And I can put my faith there and I can trust that my needs are always met when I surrender to the flow, when I really drop into my body and drop into my heart and I trust. And I create safety there. And I tell myself, I'm safe. You're okay. In this moment, when we're in fear and anxiety, you guys, we're either in the future, you're already starting to future cast, you're back in the past somewhere. Pull your energy back in. Use your breath. Drop it deep into your belly. I'm safe. Whoa, that was weird. I left, right? I'm coming back now. I'm present. And from there, it's like, what is it that's going to light me up? When I think right now, when I'm sitting with like, okay, what am I going to create today? What am I going to do? All of this, I'm asking like, where's my source? Do I have overflow in my reservoir today? Or do I just need to go be, right? When I'm sitting outside and I'm just feeling the sun on my skin, am I so connected of just like, God, like, I really hope that people that feel me right now, they feel this love and they let themselves receive it. And that the breeze hits my skin and it ripples out. And I really do believe from that space, it raises the vibration of the planet. It doesn't always have to be in what's next to lunch? What am I creating? What am I sharing? What am I, like catch the energy difference, right? Feel into that and just notice, where am I actually creating, even if it's unconsciously, subconscious, right? That 95%, the little bitch in the back. All of our programming, our indoctrination from fear, ego, scarcity. I should. This is what's expected. This is what people want. Versus, God, this is overflow. This is alignment. This is pure life force. It has to come through me. Right? That energy is felt and that is what is experienced. And I made a couple notes and now I'm like, I don't even think I really stuck to them. Does anyone have questions on that? Just I like catch my breath. This baby is no joke in here. Kicking around like crazy. So that's what I'm witnessing happen, right? We're getting called deeper into the feminine, the mystery, the being at home, being in relationship, being with I had a client that was like, God, I just want to go watch a movie with my kids. I was like, then go fucking watch a movie with your kids, dude. Like, why are you fighting that? If that is your true heart's desire in this moment, allow yourself to. I'm safe. I'm allowed to pause for a second. And when you plug back into work, I guarantee there's more channeling through because the energy in the vessel is clear. You're a clear channel for what wants to come through you. It's not from like, oh, I'm going to miss the movie with my kids because I really should go do this thing. So notice how you feel when you go on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you post. Notice how you feel when you sit down to podcast or go live or whatever. Notice how you feel when you go to record the stories. Like, it's not wrong to do any of these things. I do these things, but I'm checking in with myself. What is my body saying about this? What is my energy saying about this? And noticing when I'm doing it from trauma and I'm doing it from ego and I'm doing it from fear versus when it's truly lighting me up and it's like, God, I really want to share this with my people. Hey, community, I want to share this with you from a deep desire versus this expectation. And that's, kind of what to expect moving forward as we start to wrap up here. And if you guys have questions, I'm totally cool to stay on for a minute. But it's really important to me that we just pause and talk about like, okay, where is this going? Because it's hard because I want to be consistent for you, right? Like I want you to know what you can expect, but to be totally transparent, unless you're like in one of my like programs or something where I have, kind of a schedule of sorts for things, like I have my membership portal, and I work with clients one-on-one, and there's something brewing for like an intimate group container, probably around this. A lot of what I'm feeling come through is a lot of this deconstruction, unlearning work, having a safe container to plug into, to work on healing that trauma and to work on creating this new paradigm and to work on really being able to tap in and feel deeper for yourself. That's what I'm thinking the intimate group is going to be around, kind of like mastermind style, where it's very intuitive based on what the group is needing, but that's kind of that general flow. So let me know if that would serve you. If this conversation has served you, that will most likely be something that would be right up your alley. So feel into that, message me, and we can talk more about it. But other than that, like when it comes to free content, you guys, I don't know what you can expect from me. Like I really and truly don't. My Instagram, I see it shifting as more of me documenting when I'm in moments like this, or I'm from that genuine space of overflow when my reservoir is full. And I can source from God, from love, and like that there's stability in that, right? There's roots in that. People feel that. And I'm annoyed by the amount of noise on social media right now, personally, that I can imagine you are as well. And so when I imagine this like new paradigm of social media and how we share content and how we contribute in that way, I don't want to contribute to noise. I don't want to just be another post on your feed to make sure my algorithm stays good, to make sure that I'm in the goods with Instagram. I'm already in the fucking, doghouse with Instagram, if we're being honest, because I'm very controversial and I don't hold back, and I'm not going to hold back ever, which means probably we need to find another way to connect, because who knows how long I'll be here. I'm always like, let's hope that I'm still on Instagram tomorrow. But it's going to look different. When I show up and I post, I want you to fucking feel that it's from potency. It's from overflow. It is from this place of like, God, I want to share with you because I genuinely, deeply desire it. And I want it to bring value to your life. And sometimes that's just going to be me sharing as if it's my diary, as if it's like my living journal. Because again, like I can't focus on Instagram being my legacy and it serving people forever, because it's not going to be here. What happened to MySpace, right? Like what happened to Facebook? Everyone's fucking leaving Facebook left and right. It happens with Instagram too. It's going to. That's the nature of social media and technology. It's constantly evolving. Very feminine, right? It's not very stable because it's always evolving, very much like I am right now and like many of you are. But it's this really interesting energy around, like, I'm not going to just create to create and to check it off my box. When it comes to podcasting, I love podcasting and I will continue doing it. But I'm going to do it in a way that is like, okay, this is what needs to come through. This is what's channeling through. Like God wants to come through me from this space. And I'm going to let that happen. I'm not going to just throw up a podcast because it's Wednesday. Again, I don't want to contribute more noise to your life. I don't want it to be more shit you consume. I truly believe the magic is not only in living your life, but integrating what you've been learning. When's the last time you like stopped consuming and you went and you integrated? You embodied, you processed, you really like took what has resonated with you and you went inward. You went deep within yourself and did the work. That's what I see us shifting into, where those little transmissions that come through and they're shared, they are like honey. It's so sweet and it's so good and it's so rich and it's so potent, and people feel that. And if you're off Instagram or you're off social media for however many days or however many months or whatever it might be, that's okay. I choose to believe and embody the belief that I can still be successful and I can still be connected and I can still have community and I can still serve. It's just going to look different. And that's okay. Because that's not even what my impact is. My impact is in me and how I'm being, how I'm living. And Instagram is an extension of that. Podcasting is an extension of that. The offers that I have are an extension of that. My clients are an extension of that. But like everything starts at the foundation of me. So as we're being called back to the roots, to nature, to earth, to the elements, to the source, to really pull back and surrender. Like full on, like arms reached out, like I am, use me, right? Like I am just, like I am living. We have to create safety in the body there or you won't be able to go there because we've been conditioned not to. It's unsafe to do so. But I'm here to tell you it is safe to do so. We just have to create that safety there. So, there's a lot of death and rebirth going on right now. There's a lot of release. I can't even tell you. Today with this full moon, I'm like releasing so much. It's unbelievable. There's ego deaths. We are shedding old identities. Anything that no longer aligns is stripping away, and it's painful. Allow yourself space to grieve. Allow yourself space to be like, fuck, I don't know. And that's frustrating. Like, what does that feel like to just not know? I, especially in the beginning, was very frustrated. Like, I would just send these long-ass voice memos to my mentor. I would talk to my husband about it or to my girlfriends, and I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is so confusing. What used to feel right doesn't feel right anymore. What do I do? And instead of what do I do, the question is, what do I need? What is my body saying? How can I be? Can I actually step away from it instead of going into my mind and my mental space and trying to figure it all out and trying to make sense of it and trying to fix something? There's nothing to fix. Let go. Literally watch when you're like this around your business, around your brand, around things that used to feel good and you're white knuckling it. Can you let go? Can you step back? Can you surrender? I'm safe here. And trust that the clarity and the answers that you're seeking, they will come through. I promise you. Mine are like dropping in like these little nuggets, these little diamonds, right? Like sprinkling in. I did an energy healing for my clients earlier this week. And that's what I saw at the end was like this rain shower of like diamonds of just all of this goodness. And that's available to you. But right now, when we're white knuckling, there's no space. When we're forcing or pushing or trying to figure it out and we're all in our head, we're not experiencing what life has to offer. We're not letting that aliveness, that vitality, that richness come through. We are co-creating with something so much greater than us. Again, I don't care what you call that. But we're co-creating with this energy, this force, this life force. But we have to create space to hear, to listen, to see it, to feel it, to experience it. That's why I've been I spend like most of my day outside right now, which is weird for me. Very weird. I'm like so used to like my masculine drive of like, "Arr!" But I feel like let go and I'm so deep in my feminine, feeling more, living more, experiencing more, connecting more. And then from that being my source, I'm able to connect with you. I'm able to create for you. I'm able to channel. I'm able to bring things through. But I have to create that space. And I do believe that that's what a lot of us are being called back to right now, right? We're moving so much energy too. My throat is like, that's what a lot of us are being called to right now, is this deep divine feminine. But again, you've got to create the safety there. The whole idea behind being a good mom and raising good kids is not talked about, and that is my life right now. Stay-at-home mama of 4 and homeschooling. God, I commend you. First of all, that to me, I'm like, this is the thing. How much do you think that would make? If stay-at-home moms made money, you guys would be making bank. Like, what amount of money could we put for, like, the value of that on, right? Like, it's so asinine to me that we have gotten away from believing that that can be enough, especially right now with so many moms homeschooling, running the house, right? Making sure everything's where it needs to be, making sure that everything's good, raising good, epic humans that are going to do good shit in this world far after we're gone, consciously being present with your children. How is that not enough? How is that not enough? That's the magic. That's going to live on farther than any of us are going to live on. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild to me. And especially right now with, like, what's going on in the world and what's going on in our country and all of this, like, you raising really good humans and having to homeschool them and all these different things, or wanting to homeschool them too. But, like, a lot of people are having to do this and then they're feeling guilty that they're not able to do all the other things. Like, what if we took that pressure off? And you allowed yourself to just be with it of like, God, this is where I need to be right now. How can I be present here? Like, we would be raking in the dough. Exactly. Hi, Steph. Yeah. I mean, I can't even tell you. That's why, like, I was trying to get everything structured before baby gets here, because he gets here around Christmas. And I was like, okay, I need to get a structure. I need to get a system. And I need to hire a person. And I need to do this. And I've got to get... And then I was literally like, I woke up one day a couple of months ago and I was like, fuck this. What am I doing? I have no idea what it's going to be like to hold something that I created from scratch in my arms. And to me, I'm like, that's probably all that's going to matter. And I still want my work, because I still want something that's just mine. And I want to be able to still create, because this is such a creative outlet for me. And I love what I do. I love it so much. And I don't want to give that up. But it's not going to look like being in my DMs all day. It's not going to look like sitting down and creating content. It's going to be like, oh, I've got a client over here. I'm going to go live over here. You know, I'm going to go sit outside for the rest of my day and just, you know, cuddle my sweet little nugget of a human. And there's no system or structure that can make sense of that. Why am I trying to make sense of things illogically? Very much like I was trying to make myself digestible. What's my title? What's this? What's the perfect branding? What's the perfect aesthetic? Ugh. I don't need to make myself fit into a box that you can swallow. You either resonate with my energy or you don't, whatever the fuck I call myself. My energy speaks louder than my words, and speaks louder than any bio on my website. You can't encapsulate the immensity of me into something that makes sense on paper. Do you know what I mean? And like, people shouldn't have to do that for you either. So like, if in this season, right, because seasons change, and as the feminine, we're constantly evolving. Like, what a gift. As humans, we're constantly evolving. Masculine, feminine, out of it. We're constantly evolving and transforming. Right now, I'm full on homeschooling my 4 children. I'm going to be so freaking consciously present, right? And I'm going to be so present with this, and I'm going to give myself so much grace of like, this is hard. And I would make fuck tons of money if I could monetize this. But this is just about me feeling called to be here right now. And let yourself be there right now. And if next year or in 4 months from now and everything goes back to normal or whatever the hell is happening in this world, in this country, then you can create your business from there. Cool. Or if you have time and like, again, grace. But I'm so done trying to make it all make sense logically on paper so that someone else can digest it. You can connect with me in the roots. You can connect with me energetically. You can hire me and have access to me in a way that feels good. Energy exchange is so important. To me, I'm so done being noise on the internet. And I would rather use that energy to live my fucking life, which I hope you're living yours too, because that's why we created all of this in the first place, right? And I would rather use that to help you integrate, to be able to walk side by side with you and hold space for you, to integrate all that you've got coming through for you. Versus just, oh, let me take the 3 tips to this. Like, I can't. This work is not a science. It's not a paint by numbers. It's an art. It's a dance. It's living. And let the divine feminine awaken within you from that. You're allowed to just experience the fullness of your life. That can be enough. We all have different purpose and meaning and prarabdha karma and all these different things in our life. We all do. For some of us, it's to make fucking millions of dollars and ride on private jets and speak to millions on a stage, and that's beautiful. To others, it's to hold that sweet baby in your arms and never let go. To others, it's to show up on Instagram once every month and bring something that's very potent through. I'm sorry too, but my Instagram's not my legacy. I'm going to have a legacy in the children that I raise and how I make people feel when I do show up. And I'm going to write a book, something you can hold in your hands that can live on even in the book burnings, right? Like they can bury them in the ground and they can find them later. Amanda, I love you so much. Thank you. It's an art, it's a dance, it's living, exactly. Yeah, it's like, I want to create something that's so much greater than like what social media can encapsulate and hold. And I see that that's what the energy that's like pulsing through right now, that's what's happening. We're watching it happen in our country, in our world. The old world is crumbling, right? We're creating space for new. And for many of us women, we're feeling called back to the home, back to family, back to intimacy, back to art, back to creating just from pure joy, back to pleasure, back to this intimacy. And let yourself feel that and create safety there and know that that can be enough. And you can still have masculine drive from that space. You can still create. You can still launch. You can still do things, but it's from a different energetic source. Does that make sense? It's not from the ego, shoulds, expectations. That's forced. That is not sustainable. There's no longevity or stability there. We have to do it from alignment and overflow and trust and faith. From deep within your bones, like that deep cellular resonance of like, this has to come through me right now. It's so rich, right? Yes, love, love, love. So needed to hear all of this tonight. Love these thoughts. Good. Oh my God, that makes me so happy. See? That's why I showed up for you guys, right? Like I came from a space of like, God, I'm just really fucking inspired today and I've got to share this. So that's what I have for you. I think it's going to kick me off here pretty quickly. So if there's any last minute questions, you can let me know. But basically what to expect from me, I don't know. You can work with me right now one-on-one. You can work with me and that's all personalized based on what it is that you're needing. I don't have like, it's this many months minimum and it's this and this and this and all this. I don't know. Because I think for me too, like I evolve so quickly that even when I have been in like longer term commitments, I outgrow it. And not in a bad way or an egotistical way. I'm just like, God, like I feel complete. I got what I needed here. And I'm like, you know what I mean? So one-on-one is very similar where we kind of assess what you're needing and then we're able to evolve together. I have my membership portal. So that's a very inexpensive way to work with me. Very low cost intro. And you get all this access to content, but you also have access to me. We do group calls, energy healings, different things there. And that's more of like where I show up consistently because we have 2 calls a month and then I create a workshop every month as well. And then other than that, I'm creating something else for a group, but again, I don't know what it's going to look like. Like I honestly, I'm just kind of letting it cook. Very much like this baby inside of my belly. So, oh, Amy, thank you. This live is so good. Yes. Oh, I love that so much. Yeah, God, we're just doing it in a new way. We're living in a new way, creating in a new way, experiencing in a new way, relating in a new way, making money in a new way, launching in a new way. And it's really, really, really rooted in the feminine. And we have to create the safety in order to be able to surrender to that. So I hope that this was helpful. From those of you who said that it was, thank you. So glad that it resonated. If things feel like they don't fit anymore, if things don't feel right anymore, if things feel off and out of alignment, that's okay. You know, like even podcasting, like I'll probably do my podcast in the way that I do it here, where I'm just going live talking to you guys so I can have a conversation, and then I'll put it on the podcast because I don't watch videos personally. I only listen to podcasts. So I want to be able to make it super accessible that way. But I would rather connect with you here and be able to like feed off of this energy that we're co-creating versus like I'm going to sit down and record a podcast alone by myself in my bedroom. Like that's very masculine, right? Nothingness, consciousness, stillness. What would it be? Solitude, like solidarity, solitude. And then the feminine is like, let's flow, let's create this energy and this magic and like see what's birthed through from this space. And that's what I think I'm going to do here. So you'll see these lives every now and again. Couldn't tell you when. Whenever spirit tells me to. That's basically what I can give you as far as consistency. So if I'm kind of MIA, I'm living. And I pray that when you think of me, when I pop in, right? Because my soul does that. It'll pop in. I pray that that gives you permission to be like, fuck, I hope I'm living my life too. Where am I too caught up and wrapped up in everything and leaking energy from that space? How can I call that energy back and feel into my heart space, feel into my womb and just ask like, where do I want to source from today? What do I need? How is my body communicating with me? What's being birthed through me today? And if that's chocolate chip muffins, girl, you go make those chocolate chip muffins. If that's to go live on Instagram, go live on Instagram. If that's to go fuck your man, go fuck your man, right? Like go live your life. That's the magic. That's why we're all here. If we were only here to do and create and produce, like we're missing the point of life, which is about living. No amount of money or significance or numbers can ever replace like you being so filled with life. Like going outside, as one of my energy healers used to say, and letting the universe fuck you, right? Like just being so filled with this energy that's so much greater than you and letting that fuel your work, your mission, your impact, your purpose. That's enough. It's more than enough. That's the gold. That's the nectar. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. I love you. I hope you feel that from my heart to yours. I'm like beaming it, right? Like, oh. If you have questions about this, feel free to DM me. I'll probably maybe be in my DMs tomorrow. I don't know. Again, it just depends. What is my body calling me to do? What do I have space for? Yeah. Going to leave you guys with that. I love you. Thank you for being here. And we'll connect again soon. We'll connect in the roots. I'll see you in nature or in a DM whenever I get to them. Bye, guys.